people at Loudwire have asked me to do you a service for all your miserable parents who can't get you to stop screaming about how you should be able to stay up late at night and watch shows like Breaking Bad. Well, you can't. Go to bed, you scum!
In the wee hours of the morning, Dave Brockie, a.k.a. Odorous Urungus, drew his last breath before passing away.
David Brockie, frontman for the legendary metal band Gwar, was found dead in his Richmond, Virginia home Sunday at the age of 50. Local magazine Style Weekly first reported the news of Brockie's death, saying his roommate found the deceased singer Sunday afternoon.
He was found dead in his Richmond home on March 23, 2014. The cause of death was determined to be a heroin overdose, according to several sources, and the news of his passing hit hard in the metal community. Dave was a talented performer and musician, serving close to 30 years as the endearing frontman for Gwar. He was considered one of the funniest, smartest, most creative and energetic individuals that set foot on a stage to play metal. He had a penchant for scatological humor, matched only by his lucid wit, and it all came together so ghoulishly when he donned the Odorous Urungus persona.
Let's give her a hand. Here you go. Don't you like it?
Dave was born in Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
And at the tender age of 21, he formed the band under the name of Death Higgy before eventually changing it to Gwar. The band leaned heavily upon punk rock as a style in the formative years, but eventually evolved their sound into hard rock and then settled upon metal as their music of choice. They will also be forever known for their comically grotesque costumes, stage antics, and vulgar lyrics, leaving frantic fans wanting more and more.
When you bought tickets, you went to the box office and they gave you like a white t-shirt that said, "I was at Gwar."
Oh, nice.
You stand there up front, and so when you left, it was all like red splattered. So like the event itself, I thought was fun. Which is kind of funny because I'm not a horror guy or a horror movie guy. I can see that appealing, but it was just so outrageous and crazy that it kind of was something I always felt like it was an event to go do it. Like, I mean, you know, like I don't think I ever said, "Wow, the new Gwar album's out." Like, though that's like my favorite album. Like, I don't think it was ever that. I think it was probably more like the experience of the live show. So that was the appeal for me.
Their shows were always entertaining as hell and designed as outlandish horror-filled sets with heavy metal blasting away. Sometimes fake blood and pus gushed from the stage, soaking the band and fans alike. Other times they satirized politics and religion, but always played the parts of aliens trapped on the earth. That's all you really needed to know when attending a Gwar concert. And man, the kids ate it up in spades.
Oh man, I mean, like I remember the first time I saw them would have been 1990, Scumdogs of the Universe album. They were all over Much Music, and I mean, I know they had an album before that, but the video for I think Sick of You, where it's a live one, and you're showing off their costumes, their elaborate stage setup. The stage opens up and the fans come up and they knock you into the pit with like, you know, fake swords and stuff, and there's blood spurting. I saw them in 2009 with Job for a Cowboy and Lamb of God. So it was kind of cool live show. And in that show, I think he cut a puppet of Michael Jackson's head off after having some sort of relations with him, and I'll leave it at that. But it was pretty cool. They said he was an alien and all this other stuff, so they really kind of went to town on that. But yeah, it was a great, entertaining show, and I mean, like, I would definitely go see them again. I own their last album. I think it was a year ago or 2022, the New Dark Ages, I think it's called. Yeah. I've got that, and that was a pretty good album. But I got it because of the interviews that was on the Metal Voice, where he was interviewing a few of the members, and I just got me so back into being interested in them, talking about enslaving the human race and and that we're scum of the earth, and they've come from the planet to kind of teach us the way and stuff like that. And I mean, they've got quite a huge discography that, and I mean, it's all about the live show with them, and that's what I love. And I think that Brockie, he was a great leader for it, and like, you know, like you said earlier about was it going to continue, I'm definitely glad they did, because I think young people now, young metal fans now, really, you have to go to a Gwar show. It's just
absolutely,
it's worth the money, and it's so cool, and it's a spectacle. Like, you know, I kind of put them alongside, you know, they're like an updated, much more violent, better version of Kiss. Now, Kiss Live is really good, and I've seen Kiss a couple of times, not with their makeup on, but yes, once with their makeup on. But these guys just bring that show to, you know, to the now, and they're so relevant. And I love it. It's what heavy metal's all about. Expression, the costumes are great. I mean, people who love heavy metal typically like horror and all the action and stuff, and it all kind of, it brings all your favorite stuff into one big show. And when I left that show, I had a smile on my face. It was so much fun.
Gwar represented several different facets of the metal industry, thanks in large part to the graphic and fake blood-soaked stage shows they were known for. This bit of Grand Guignol certainly had roots in acts like Alice Cooper and Marilyn Manson, but also Kiss, and to a lesser extent, a band like Lordi.
We're always very funny. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but anyone who sees our show knows we take it very seriously, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to make this happen. I don't think anybody who sees what Gwar does could deny to themselves that we are probably some of the most motivated artists out there. I mean, obviously we're not doing it for the money, because we've been doing it for 24 years and we're still a bunch of broke motherfuckers.
You've come a long way, sister.
They were unique in many ways, and you had to give props to a man who dressed up as a monster and terrorized his fans while on the stage. They meant so much to a generation of fans with albums like Scumdogs of the Universe, America Must Be Destroyed, and The Violence Has Arrived, proving how much their music could reach metal-obsessed fans. Even as they matured a bit on efforts like War Party and Beyond Hell, they never lost their sense of humor. Lust in Space was proof of that. The band could even come up with deliciously evil album titles like The Bloody Pit of Hell and Battle Maximus, all because of Dave's approach to comedy.
You know, the fallacy, like, Odorous was great for the whole fallacy thing on stage. Especially like when they were doing Scumdogs, like they just got totally into it. I always liked them. I thought they took Kiss, Alice Cooper. They just took it to another level, and it was unique. They even had a comic book. They actually, I think this is like several years ago. I have the comic book. They did a comic book series on them as well. So I guess they were following in the roots of Kiss to some degree. But it's great. They're a great band.
He does, that get inspired by your wonderful concerts as he does, and they don't have his brain, they don't have his parental support, they don't have that kind of upbringing, and they're going to go out and do that. No?
And that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Why does it have to be so violent?
What is more dangerous, woman? The evening news, which is chock full of the death and the war and the hatred that the governments of this world have forced onto our people. Shows like Cops, things like football, people injuring and killing each other, or something like Gwar that is totally making fun of all that
stuff. Okay. All right.
We dump a lot of the shit back into the band, and you know, we try to pay ourselves and we try to be good about that stuff, but you know, Gwar eats a lot, and it eats money. We shovel money into a big flaming pit, and that's how we get out on the road.
Guys like Brockie will always be admired for their creative pursuits. He was not just a guy in a suit who just so happened to sing in a band. He was a painter, a gifted satirical lyricist, and passionate performer who sang some of the best metal in the last 30 years. And that being said, we at Horror Metal Sounds salute the man with the grotesque look and an abundance of sardonic wit.
And we were just basically like, if we were going to go see a band tonight, what would be our favorite band to go see? And we just let our imaginations run amok, and we were just like, well, shit. Well, it was going to be a bunch of flesh-eating monsters from outer space who played really obnoxious metal,
and we're dedicated to destroying the human race. And
I get that too, but
and we were just like, well, let's just do it ourselves. So
We wish you well, Odorous Urungus, and know that you have returned to Scumdogia in some shape or form.